No more exchange rates. No more foreign transaction fees. Just one universal currency for all 195 countries. Sounds simple, right? Except it's not. In fact, the second we do this, the global economy implodes. Because money isn't just a piece of paper, it's a system. A system that keeps economies stable, controls inflation, and protects countries in financial crises. And when you force the entire planet to share a single currency, that system breaks. Let's start with a basic fact. Right now, there are 180 different currencies in use worldwide. Some, like the US dollar and euro, are powerful. Others, like the Venezuelan bolivar or Zimbabwean dollar, are worth less than a piece of chewing gum. And there's a reason for that. Every country controls its own currency based on its economy. If inflation gets too high, the government can raise interest rates. If the economy crashes, they can print more money. But what happens when you take that control away? Imagine the same currency being used in the United States, Nigeria, Japan, and Argentina. These economies are wildly different. The US alone makes up 24% of the global GDP, while some countries contribute less than 0.01%. Yet, under a single currency, they'd all have to follow the same monetary policy. And that's a disaster waiting to happen. Because right now, when a country faces an economic crisis, it can devalue its currency. This makes its exports cheaper, attracts investment, and helps its economy recover. But if every country shared a currency, that option is gone. Take Greece, for example. In 2008, Greece's economy collapsed under massive debt. But because it was part of the Eurozone, it couldn't print its own money to recover. Instead, it had to cut wages, raise taxes, and suffer through years of economic pain. Now, imagine that happening on a global scale. One recession in Brazil could drag down Germany, India, and Australia. An economic boom in China could cause inflation in Canada and Mexico. No country would be able to adjust its economy without hurting everyone else. And let's talk about interest rates. Right now, every central bank sets its own interest rates based on what its country needs. The US Federal Reserve adjusts rates to control inflation. The Bank of Japan keeps rates low to stimulate growth. But with one currency, there's only one central bank. So, whose economy does it prioritize? If the world's economy slows down, does the central bank cut rates to help struggling nations like Ethiopia and Bangladesh? Or does it raise rates to prevent inflation in high-income countries like Switzerland and South Korea? Either way, half the world suffers. And what about wages? Right now, the minimum wage in the US is $7.25 per hour. In Switzerland, it's $25 per hour. In some countries, it's as low as $1. But with one currency, wages have to stay relatively equal. Otherwise, companies will move all their jobs to the lowest-paying country. And when that happens, unemployment skyrockets in richer countries, economies collapse, and the system crumbles. And then there's crime. Right now, the US dollar is used in over 80% of global transactions. It's stable, it's trusted, and it's hard to counterfeit. But with a single global currency, criminals have one universal system to exploit. Counterfeiters can flood the market with fake bills, drug cartels can move money without needing currency exchange, and hackers can crash the entire financial system with a single cyber attack. So, what if every country shared a single currency? It wouldn't unite the world, it would destroy it. Because money isn't just about convenience, it's about control. If you enjoyed this wild thought experiment, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into absurd science. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.